to see you all join with so much of uh, weather changes going on there. So let me share this document just a second. Okay. Glad. All right. So here we are in the sixth chapter of the sixth canto. And we have been seeing how Daksha Prajapati decided to go ahead with the job of creation, being a Prajapati, a propitiator of uh, Brahmaji's job of being being helpful in the creation. So he decided after having not really lost, but after having given up on his sons, okay, he decided to have daughters, and then hopefully that they will continue the followers' desire to, a noble desire to propitiate the creation, and that is what we have been seeing in this chapter. And we have seen so many 60 daughters, not one, not two, 60 daughters. So that means what? The entire daughter parampara, all of you, all the daughters of all the daughters in this session also, we are all connected to these great women, 60 daughters of Daksha. So we saw how, lastly, we saw yesterday or last week actually, how Daksha's daughters, some of them were married to Kashyapa, daughters like Kadru, who gave birth to all the snakes, and then Vinata, who gave birth to Lord Garuda Pakshi, who is the Vahana of Bhagavan Vishnu. And Vinata also we saw gave birth to Aruna. Uru means thighs. Thighs. The body thighs. Thighs are called Uru. Thigh is called Uru. Aruna is a name for somebody who has no thighs. I think his body has no legs. And right from the hips, it is not there. But he also had a job to do. He sat on the chariot of Surya Bhagavan and was riding the chariot. It is not an easy job. So Aruna would do, because Surya Bhagavan travels, he keeps on traveling, right? So the whole galaxy is traveling, they say. That way Surya is also traveling. So who's riding the chariot is this Aruna who has a great challenge physically. So everybody has got some purpose in life, right? So now let us look at the other daughters of Daksha. 27 daughters were given in wedding to Chandra Bhagavan. Kritikadi Nakshatrani. Let us look at that in this 23rd shloka. Kritikadi Nakshatrani Indo Patnyastu Bharat Daksha Shapat Sonapatyah Tasu Yakshma Graharditah. So, 23rd shloka. Just expand so you can also see it better. Daksha is told, he married 27 of his daughters to Chandra. And those daughters are the nakshatras. What are the nakshatras? Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashirsha. All right, until Revati. In between all the other nakshatras also, 27. But the father cared for the daughters so much. When he saw that Chandra Bhagavan was partial towards Rohini, who was expressing more love towards Rohini compared to other daughters, he cursed Chandra Bhagavan. And because of that curse, Chandra had no kids with the nakshatras. They say Buddha is also Chandra's son. That is not through the nakshatras, through a different way. Punah prasadya tam somah kala lebhe kshaye ditaha shrunu namani lokanam matrunam shankarani cha. To recover, so he said this curse is too terrible. It is killing him. And then Daksha blessed him, the moon, and then he had this compromise. What is the compromise? He will disappear, slowly disappear in 15 days and slowly appear in the next 15 days. The waxing cycle of the moon and the waning cycle of the moon, or the other way. The waning cycle of the moon is when Chandra Bhagavan, the moon, slowly Kshina becomes lesser in size. And during Amavasya, we just had our first Amavasya of this year, 2-3 days ago. He disappears as though, and then he reappears. So that was the compromise he had. Now let us proceed. Other great daughters of Daksha. Okay. Ata Kashyapa Patninam. Why they are called great is because of them all the people are here in this world and we are all having that genealogy connected to these great men and women, especially these women here. Because the men have all traveled away according to the story which we saw based on Narada's Upadesha. They have all given up everything and then gone. So these are the women who have taken up the job. अथ कश्यप पत्नीनां यत् प्रसूतमिमं जगत् आदितिः दितिः धनुः काष्ठा अरिष्टा surasa ila. All right, Kashyapa was the rishi to who some 13 daughters of Daksha was given. 13. We saw that. I mean, we saw the number, we didn't see the names. Here are the names. By the way, the word Kashyapa is like what is the origin of the word Kashyapa? It sounds very odd. Kashyapa. It is actually Pashyaka. Pashyaka. Pashya. To Pashya in Sanskrit means to see, the seer. So just to hide that name, some rishis, just to hide their power, they take a different name. Here, Pashyaka became Kashyapa. So, just a little bit of flipping of words to hide what they are really, what do they really do. So, Pashyaka means the seer, the witness, the visionary, your Atma, your Paramatma, your Sakshi of everything. So, to that Kashyapa, who has the vision, who is your own Antaratma, these daughters were given. So that way, the creation purpose is solved. Creation becomes more meaningful. It's not just enough to create. It should be so meaningful. It should be full of purpose. It should be full of design towards accomplishing that purpose. Daughters were Aditihi, Ditihi, Dhanuhu, Kashta, Arishta, Surasa, Ila, Munihi, Krodavasha, Tamra, Surabhihi, Surama, Timihi, 13. Now let us look at the sons and daughters of this great woman. Timer yado gana asan shvapada Saramasura sutaha Suramir mahisha gavu ye chan ye dvishapha nrupa. Timi's children are all the fishes in the ocean and lakes and ponds and whatnot, all the fishes. That is why the word Timingala for whale For the whales, the word is Timingala, Timi. See, the word Timingala is capturing the name of the mother of all fishes, Timi. Then Shvapada Saramasutaha. So those animals with no hoofs, I think, right? All right. So, um, sorry, Shvapada means all those harmful animals like tiger and lion and all that. Surama Suta, Surama's children, all the animals in the forest, wild animals, let's put it like that. Why harmful? Wild animals. You cannot tame them. It's very hard to tame them. You have to keep them in the cage. Taming, you cannot pet them like a dog or a cat and walk around. Surame Mahisha. Surama is another daughter. She, along with Kashyapa, all these are Kashyapa's children, by the way, not just the daughter's children. Okay, they were married to Kashyapa. All the fishes were all Kashyapa. That is why I said he's a visionary. He knows what all it takes for the creation to be sustainable and symbiotic and productive and associative and all that. Surama gave birth to Mahisha, bison and buffalo and whatnot, and gave all the cows. Ye chan ye dvishapha nrupa. So hoofed with the hoof, when the foot has the hoof split, one split, those animals were also daughters of Surama. Sorry. So for the daughter of Surama, yeah. Surabhi's daughters. So Surabhi's daughters are all the buffaloes and bisons and cows and all those animals which have hoofs. Tamrayaha Shvena Grudradyaha Munerapsarasam Ganaha. Tamra is another daughter. She gave birth to all the birds which hunter birds, eagles, hawks, vultures. All those hunter birds are also children of Kashyapa and Tamra. Then Muni is another daughter's name. She gave birth with Kashyapa to all the Apsarasa, the celestial women, the celestial ladies in the heaven. Dantashukadayah sarpa rajan krodhavashatmajaha ilaya bhuruhas sarve yatu dhanascha saurasaha. Dantashukadayah, fangs, those reptiles which have fangs, and also other wild insects like the black widow spiders and scorpions and on whatnot, and all those snakes also, they were all children of Krodhavasha along with Kashyapa. And Ila gave birth to all the plants, Bhuruhahas. Bhu means Bhumi, Ruha means to grow from the earth, all the plants with children of Ila. Yatudhanascha saurasaha. Yatudhanascha saurasaha. So, Yatudhana, Rakshasas. Yatudhana, Dhanavas are Rakshasas. Yatudhanas are also Rakshasas. They were all children of Saurasa, Arishta, Surasa. Okay. Arishtayascha Gandharvaha Kashtaya Dvishapetaraha Sutadhano Rekashashtihi Tesham Pradhanikan Shrunu. All the Gandharvas, celestial beings, they are also on the earth. It's not just celestial in the heaven, but the celestial beings on the earth are called Gandharvas. And they were all, like you see in the movie Avatar. Now the Avatar 3 has come. Someone said, They liked that movie, Avatar 3. Very unfortunately, in the Avatar, I was asking, who are called the avatars? So I was expecting something like, Rama Avatar, Krishna Avatar, or somebody with the supernatural powers. So here, Avatar is just people who are getting cloned. So if someone is getting cloned, that clone is called an avatar in this movie. That is their understanding of avatar. They took our Sanskrit word avatar and they're saying all the clones are avatars. So according to the movie. So the Gandharvas are those avatars on the earth. They're not clones. They got supernatural powers. And they're all children of Arishta. Kashta is another daughter, along with Kashyapa. She gave birth to Dvishapetaraha. Dvishapetaraha means all that animals whose foot doesn't have whose hoof, the hoof is the end of the foot, is not split. So they are all children of Kashta. Suta, Dhane, Dhanoho. Dhanu's children, Ekashtistesham. Dhanoho, Ekasashti. 61 children are there for Dhanu. Pradhanyam, all the important ones will list now. Vimurdha, Shambarah, Arishtah, Hayagreevah, Vibhavasuhu, Ayomukah, Shankhushiraha, Swarbhanuhu, Kapilah, Arunaha. These are the names, okay? All right, so the names. Puloma, I'm continuing the names. Puloma, Vrishaparva, Cha, Yekachakra, Anutapanah, Dhumrakeshah, Virupakshah, Viprachitti, Durjayah. These are the children of Dhanu. So now let us look at these are the important, 61 children, these are the important names or significant ones. Why important? Everybody is important. Some people are significant for some reason. So that is what is a list here. Swarbhano. There's nothing in the world which is useless. Everybody has got a purpose. According to Swami Dayananda Saraswati, even the clock, which is not having a battery, which has stopped working, the dial clock, which has stopped working, not the digital one, that is useless. But the dial means that is useless when there is no battery. That's what I meant. The dial clock, which has stopped working, all the dial is stuck. Even that is useful to let you know the time, the right time, 2 times a day. Suppose it is stuck in 9:15, and suppose it is 9:15 and you want to know what is the time and you look at that clock, broken clock. It is giving you the right time, 9:15. Morning 9:15 and night 9:15. Likewise, everything is useful. All children, that is why all they see, look at the different beings, animals and reptiles and whatnot, they have all got their purpose. Now let us look at some of the some of the deeds of some of these children. Swarbhano Suprabham Kanyam Uvaha Napuchihi Kila. Swarbhano, okay? Swarbhanu, what did he do? Let us see. Swarbhanu, his daughter was Suprabha. And his daughter was given in marriage to Namuchihi. Vrishaparvanaha is another name we just read on the top. So these are all children of Dhanu and Kashyapa. So Vrishaparvaha, we're going to come to Aditi and Aditya and Vamana and all that in a few minutes actually. This chapter is going to get over in like another 5-10 slokas. Vrishaparvanaha Sarmishtayam Yayatihi Nahusho Bali. So Nahusha has Nahusho. So Nahusha has son is Ayati. Yayati is married to Vrishaparvana's daughter, Sarmishta. And Yayati is the great grandfather of all the Pandavas and Kuru Vamsha. Yayati. he married to Sarmishta. Okay. And Sarmishta, then Sarmishta, was a daughter of Bali Chakravarti, some connection. She is a daughter of Bali. Then here Bali means Ayati, he is the Bali, he is the great king. So he was married to Sarmishta. Vaivashva Narasuta Yascha Chatasras Charudar Shanaha Vaishvanara Sutta Vishwa. What is the son? One of the sons' name is, let us see. Okay. Vipurta, Poloma, Virupaksha, Hayagriva, Arishta, Ayomukha. Oh, so I have to come down a little bit here. Dhumraketu, Viprachiti, Durjaya. So, Vaishvanara Sutta Yascha Chatasras Charu Darshana. Vaishvanara had four daughters. Upadanavi, Hayashira, Puloma, Kalka, Tatha. There should be a Kalka Express train running between Calcutta and a place called Kalka. There's a temple called Kalka Devi Temple. So there's a train running to that temple. So these are the daughter names. They're all ancient names. And Upadhavani, very beautiful daughters, four beautiful daughters for Vaishvanara. Then Upadhanavim Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha is an asura who was given in marriage to this woman, this daughter called Upadhanavim. Kratu, who is another great personality, he was married to this another daughter, Hayashira. Puloma. Puloma is another daughter's name. She was married. And Kalaka. Then they were both married to Chadve, Vaishvanara Sute Tu Kaha. So there was another Kashyapa and they were married to that Kashyapa. Or 1 minute, hold on for a second. Okay, sorry. I thought somebody was calling me. Now let us look at the next sloka, 35th sloka. उपयेमेत भगवान् कश्यपो ब्रह्मचोदितः पौलोमा कालकेयाश्च दानवा युद्धशालिनः. So these two daughters were married to Kashyapa on the advice of Brahma, who Paulama and Kalaka, Puloma and Kalaka, and they gave birth to a lot of asuras. Kalaratri and Yavana and all those asuras, they gave birth to a lot of Danavas. Kalika and Puloma. Then Tayo Sashti Sahasrani Yajnagnaste Pituh Pita Jaghana Swargato Rajan Neka Indra Priyankara. As I said, this Puloma and Kalika, they gave birth to Sashti Sahasrani, 60,000 asuras. And those asuras' job was yajnagnaha. They will go and destroy all the yajnas. So these days you are able to conduct yajnas so easily. Those days yajnas were not so easy to do. As such, there was so much of effort, but there were also all these asuras who had to be taken care of. They were all taken care of by Pituh Pita. Who's Pituh Pita? The Parikshit's great-grandfather. Parikshit's Pita is Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's Pita is Arjuna. So this shloka says, Shukadeva is telling to Parikshit, hey Parikshit, your great-grandfather Arjuna destroyed all those demons because he wants to be Indra Priyankaraha, because his Pita is who? Arjuna's Pita is Indra. He wanted to do a favor for his father. He wanted to express his thanks to his father. Thanksgiving. How did he do the thanksgiving? By helping the father win over all these asuras, so that way the yajnas can happen. And hence Indra also did not stop. He gave Arjuna the Swarga Padavi. He said, you are welcome to the heavens anytime. Viprachitti simhikayam shatam chaikamaji janat. Rahus jyeshtam ketu shatam grahatvam ya upagatah. Look at this. So we all are very familiar with Rahu and Ketu. Simhika garbha sambhutam tam rahum pranamam yaham. Shloka is there. So Rahu is the son of Simhika and Viprachittihi. Viprachitti is one of the sons of Dhanu and Kashyapa. So Dhanu and Kashyapa's grandson is Rahu. All right, don't take him any lightly. He has been given the status of a luminary, although he causes eclipses. He is a luminary who can influence your stars, who can influence your zodiac signs, right? So that is, although he is an Asura, Rahu Jyeshtam, Rahu is the eldest, and Shimika gave birth to 100 children. Rahu is the eldest one, and rest everybody are together called Ketu. Ketu Shatam Grahastvam. So that is why you say Ketu Bhyo Namaha. Ketave Namaha, they can say. So that Ketave Namaha is different because Rahu was cut and then they call one portion become Rahu, another portion become Ketu. Then you can say Ketave. Ketave Namaha means singular. Ketu Bhyo Namaha means plural, more than two, here 100. So you want the blessings of all the Ketu, say Ketu Bhyo Namaha. All right? अथात शृणुतां वंशः योदितेरनुपूर्वशः यत्र नारायणो देवः स्वां शेनावतरत् विभुः. Now, let us get into the Vamsha of Aditi. The word Aditi itself means so much. Aditi means one who is not fragmented, distracted, focused on Paramatma, Bhagavan, Narayana, to the point. Bhagavan himself was born as a child to Aditi in the form of the avatara called Vamana. Such a great Aditi's children, may you all listen now from me. Vivasvan, Aryama, Pusha, look at the 12 children of Aditi. Vivasvan, Aryama, Pusha, Twashta, Ata Savita, Bhagah, Dhata, Vidhata, Varunah, Mitrah, Shakrah, Urukramah, 12. Aditi's opposite is Diti, the other mother, other daughter. Diti means opposite of Aditi. I said Aditi means not fragmented, but Diti is all over. And she is the other daughter. We'll see that about Diti's children later, but we are now listed the children of Aditi. Vivaswan is none other than one of the Adityas. Aryama, Pusha, Twashta. I'm saying it again. It's all good blessing for you. Savita is also the name of Aditi's son. Savita Ben, they have these names. In Gujarat and other places also, Savita is a common name for women. So we may have so Savitri can be the name of one. Savita is masculine like Pita, Savita. Bhagah, Data, Vidhata, Varunah, Mitrah, Shakrah. Urukramaha is our Trivikramaha. When Vamana became Trivikrama, he also became one Aditya. Mitraha, see all these names, Varunaha, these are all the different 12 Adityas, Dvadasha Adityas. Dvadasha means 12. So, Vivasvata Shraddha Devam Sanya Suyata Vai Manum. Vivaswan gave birth to a son called Manu, along with Sanya. Sanya was his wife. And this Manu was the Devata for all the Shraddha. Mithunam cha mahabhagaha yamam devam yamim tata. Then this Sanya became a horse. And because she couldn't take the heat of Vivaswan, the sun's heat, and she became a horse, and the Vivaswan along with that Sanya was become a horse, gave birth to twins. twins. The names were Yama. The names are Yama. They're still there. So we have to say names are Yama and Yami. Yami is our Yamuna. Yamuna Mata, the great river Yamuna. Vrindavan's Yamuna she is the daughter of Surya Bhagavan and the twin child with Yama. Saivamu Bhutvata Vadava Na Satvau Sushubhe Bhuvi Bhutva Atha Vadava Sayeva Bhutva Atha Vadava Nasat Sau Sushubhe Bhuvi. What does this line say? Let us quickly look. Okay. So he also, when when this Sanya became Chaya, right? Sorry, when this sun, when this Sanya, sorry, this is when I should say, when she became the horse, the children along with the horse form of Sanya and the Surya Bhagavan were the Ashwini Kumaras. So, son gave birth to the Manu who was Shraddha Devata, number one, and the son also gave birth to the twins along with Sanya called Yama and Yami, which we just saw. And when Sanya became the horse, the children were called Ashwini Kumaras, the Devatas. Ashwini Kumaras are the divine doctors. Chaya Sanaishcharam Lebhe Savarnim cha Manum Tatah Kanyam cha Tapatim Yavai Bhavre Samvaranam Pathim Chaya. So along with Chaya, when Sanya disappeared, her shadow was Chaya because she couldn't take the heat of the sun. Along with Chaya, Vivasvan, one of the Adityas, who is a son, gave birth to Saneshchara, Shani Bhagavan, and also another Manu by name Savarni. Then they had a daughter also. Along with Chaya, Surya Bhagavan had a daughter. You know what's the daughter's name? That is the name of the river in Gujarat, Tapati. So Tapati is Surya Putri, along with Chaya Devi. That is why Chaya is a common name in Gujarat again. Chaya Ben, common name, because it is Tapati is her daughter. Bhavre Samvaranam Patim. Tapati married Samvarana as her husband, Samvaran. Aryam no Matrika Patni. Aryama's wife was Matrika. Tayos Charshana Yahsuta. Charshani is a son. Charshanis are the sons of Aryama. And they are very special. What is their, what they are very special in the sense? They are very popular for what? Let us see. Yatra vai manushi jatihi brahmana chopakalpita. Brahma said, these Charshanis are so perfect in following what is right and what is wrong. He said, they will become the role model templates for the rest of the creation. 3 more shlokas. I had to go also a little early too. 3 more shlokas will finish. I thought I'd bring some Krishna Lila. We may have to postpone that. Let us see. Ushanapatya Pishtadah Bhagnadanto Bhavatpura Yosau Dakshaya Kupitam Jagasa Vivrdadvijah. 1 second. Hold on. 4, 1. Somebody's calling. Yes, let me see where I can pause this. So here quickly, let us look at the other shloka quickly. Let us see. Share the screen again. 2 more shlokas. Why should I stop? Let me finish that. Okay, so here 40. Pusha. Pusha is another son, one of the Adityas. And he did not have any teeth because he once became so, he was was mocking when Daksha and Shiva, Shankara had been, when Daksha was insulting Shiva, Shiva was very quiet. That is Shiva Tattva. He was very cool with Ganga Mata on his head. But then this fellow, Pusha, he kind of, he giggled and laughed and made fun of. So then Shiva's soldier, Veerabhadra, he broke all his teeth. Only one teeth was left. So whenever he offered anything for Pusha, he had to make a paste of it and offer. That is when he can consume. त्वष्टुर दैत्यानुजा भार्या रचना नाम कन्यका सन्निवेशस्तयोर्जज्ञे विश्वरूपश्च वीर्यवान्. Twashta is another son of Aditi, another Aditya. Anuja, Daitya Anuja. His wife was the sister of all the Daityas, all the Asuras. Her name was Rachana. And and then Sanniveshas, Tayor, Jagye, two sons they had. Son's name is Sannivesha, and Vishwarupa was a son of some other son also. But Vishwarupa was such a great son, which will be covered in the last sloka here. Tambavri re suragana swasiyam dushathamati vimatena parityakta gurunangirasena yate. Look at this. This son called Vishwarupa, his mother is a Asuri. Her name is Rachana, and she was an Asura. But then this Vishwarupa was such a great scholar and such a great Pandita. He was used by the Devatas as a Purohita, as the Pandit, as their Acharya, because once Brhaspati became upset with the Devatas, he left the Devatas and went away. We'll see all the stories later. Then he took over. Who? The son of this Rachana, who was a demon. Her son became the Pandita, which means what? Whenever you need some things to be done, you may have to shake hands with the other side of the aisle also. You cannot demonize everybody and say, I will never associate with them and all that. You may have to sometimes take their help also. So our devatas were very practical in that. It is Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramam Sayam Sangitayam Sashtamaskande Shashtodhyaya. So this is the completion of the sixth chapter, sixth canto. You can all say Sri Haraye Namaha, Sri Haraye Namaha, Sri Haraye Namaha, Sri Haraye Namaha, Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam, Govinda, Govinda. I had a lot of interesting things to say about Krishna Leela, but I have to go somewhere, so I'm just stopping here. So that means what? I want to see you all next week for everything. I'll definitely share the Leela with you next.